is injured. He will do the holding tonight, Will Sparks, but he's not going to punt or kick. So Slyback hangs it high, and this will be Cole Tabb ahead of the 5-yard line. And Tabb runs into one of the blue shirts right around the 16, and that's where the Cardinal gets started offensively. 9-yard return by Cole Tabb, and here is Ben Gulbranson, the 5th-year senior, Newbury Park, California, a suburb north of Los Angeles, making his 16th start. He had 12 of them in his first stop at Oregon State, and tonight makes his 4th for Stanford in this season. And they're going to start, the Cardinal will, at their 16-yard line, and there is Micah Ford. 2 100-yard games in the first 3 this year for Stanford. And Gulbranson hands to Ford, trying to get to the near side, and he got tripped up and taken down. Devin Neal, the Louisville transfer, makes the stop after just a yard or so.
And Devin Neal does a good job of what we call cupping the football. That means get the ball inside and in front. And that was a really nice job of defense and limited that run from popping out like that, maybe getting down the sideline.
Second down and 9. Gulbranson to throw. Right across the middle, that's Ford. He'll get to the 21-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about a full 5 here for the Cardinal. Ethan Minter makes the tackle. He's playing the free safety spot. We could potentially see the return tonight of Antonio Clary into the Virginia lineup in the secondary as well. So here's 3rd down, and Virginia has allowed opponents just 11.8% on 3rd down. They're number 1 in the ACC and 2nd nationally.
Well, they're going to get a test here. It's a makeable 3rd down for Stanford now.
Alta here's the back. Here's Gulbranson in the pocket. Tried to fire it across the middle to C.J. Williams. It's incomplete, and the Cardinal going to go 3 and out.
I thought Ben Gulbranson on that one got a little happy feet. He felt the pressure. I thought the back did a nice job picking it up, but he got a little antsy, didn't set his feet and throw that off balance. Yeah, watch his feet right there. You see it just kind of hop, 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 hop. He doesn't have his feet set, and the throw is off target because of that.
Hayden Flintoff will punt it away. 3rd in the ACC, 27th nationally at 44 yards a return. Cam Ross is very dangerous. And that punt drifts into the Virginia bench area. Ross, by the way, 7th in the ACC, 26th nationally in punt returns. And here is the Virginia signal caller. Say hello to Chandler Morris, Coach, because this young man from Highland Park can spin it now. He's got quite a chronology of schools. He started in Oklahoma in 2020, made 5 appearances there, then went to Fort Worth. 16 games, 9 starts for the Horned Frogs, of course. And then last year was a part of the Mean Green in Denton, Texas. Led the American with 3,700 yards and one of the nation's leaders in touchdown passes. He's got Jamari Taylor in the backfield. A little flea flicker on 1st down. Here comes a deep shot. They're looking for Trell Harris, and it's underthrown. Morris
really
took a shot, too.
He took a shot, Wes, and they had it. He just couldn't get enough air underneath that ball. What a great play design, the old flea flicker play. It looks like he got hit maybe right as he was throwing the ball. I think that might have, Mitch Legber might have got to him. Yeah, right there. That's why they didn't have any juice. That was set to be a big strike, possibly a touchdown. I like the mentality. They're going right after him.
Virginia off its 35. Morris going to look again and throws. Catch is made. That's Cam Ross across midfield into Stanford territory to the Cardinal 45-yard line. It's a 20-yard throw.
This is a good concept here right now. The quarterback is dashing out of the protection, and then all their receivers are working against the sideline, working a little bit of a flood concept.
Here goes Jamari Taylor around the right side. He'll pick up 8 on his first carry. Colin Wright, who had the pick 6 last Saturday night for the Cardinal, makes the tackle.
That's that tempo. Right away, they're up on the line of scrimmage, not giving Stanford a chance to get their defense set.
2nd and short. Here's Morris looking for Ross, who makes another terrific catch. Wright makes the stop, But Virginia, in 3 snaps, is now in the Stanford red zone. And look at the difference in the number of plays the Cavaliers are running from a year ago. 7th in the country. Nearly 11 more snaps a contest for Tony Elliott and offensive coordinator Des Kitchen.
I'll tell you what's unbelievable. When you get in tempo, they always want to go to the wide zone, come back and take a shot. They're trying to work the defense right now.
Here's the give to Taylor again. Jamari Taylor will work his way to the 5.
It's interesting, Wes, right now. Defense, you can tell Stanford is on their heels right now. And that's exactly what Virginia wants to do with this tempo. You can see Stanford looking to the sideline trying to get the call. Virginia's down in their stance. You got to get down and get your cleats screwed in.
Here's Taylor again, fighting at the 5, and he'll be stacked up. That's Jay Green, the safety, who finally makes the stop on Jamari Taylor. Boy, this Taylor's been quite an addition for Tony Elliott. They've also brought Harrison Whaley in. He's a transfer from Wyoming. But Jamari Taylor came from North Carolina Central, where a year ago he ran for almost 1,200 yards and 15 scores. He had 4 100-yard games a season ago for Central. Here's the snap. Quick throw on the perimeter and scooting toward the end zone for the touchdown. Jaden Thomas. Or was it Harris? Looked like they had Ross and Harris bunched up, and Morris gets the quick touchdown. Two big explosives on Frank Reich's defense. And here is Will Bettridge. And the point after good. Steve, we talked about Styles. Third time in 4 games, Virginia has scored on their opening drive. This time, Trell Harris's first touchdown catch of the year. Cavaliers with an early 7-0 lead. And Steve, we were talking during the break. You thought Tony Elliott called a beautiful possession for his offense there too, huh?
I sure did. You know, I thought their decision to play defense first, and then they were able to, get a shorter field, but end the tempo. Their mindset was quick touch out, stretch play out, hit inside, boom, throw a shot. They're trying to get the defense to run side to side, get unsettled, and then strike them. And that's what they did. Stanford looked like they didn't know what hit them on that drive.
Slide back, hangs it high on the kick. This is Caden High from the 5-yard line. Trying to squeeze here to the near side. He'll get the 20 and then helped out of bounds around the 23 or 24-yard line. It's about a 9 or so yard return. Let's check with Dave.
Well, Steve, you talked about how fast Virginia played on offense. You can only do that in some respect when you have a seasoned, well-traveled quarterback like a Chandler Morris who has some familiarity with Tony Elliott. He's known him since he was 12 years old, of course. Tony Elliott on staff for Dabo Sweeney in the past. And I asked Chandler, I said, what'd you learn from Tony Elliott as a young kid? He goes, ball security.
I love
He was 12.
He was 12. High and tight, right, Steve?
Yeah, he was probably carrying the ball around high and tight. The ball was probably bigger than him.
Micah Ford, the running back. This is a little jet sweep with Bryce Farrell, who's their fastest player offensively, and he's pulled down by Ethan Mentor. So they try to get it in the speedy hands of Bryce Farrell, who at 24 and a half years of age in his 6th year out of Thousand Oaks, California.
Yeah, just a little bit of a jet sweep trying to attack the perimeter and put him in a no-gain, basically, situation, 2nd and long. And this is an offense that has to stay on schedule now. They don't want to be in 2nd and long, 3rd and long. First down's got to be a +4 play. 2nd
down 9 it is for the Cardinal now. Bill Branson will hand it to Ford, and they try and run straight ahead. And it'll be measured out to almost the 29, maybe the 28 for Micah Ford. Virginia comes into the game now, 10th in the ACC, 61st nationally, allowing 122 yards a game on the ground. But this is a group that is vastly improved for defensive coordinator John Rudzinski, who was a terrific visit, by the way. Good football man, Rudzinski is. Third down now for the Cardinal. Branson shoots it up the field. That's caught by Williams. That'll be enough for the first down, I believe, at the 35 for C.J. Williams, the Wisconsin transfer, who had but one catch last week. That's 7 yards and a first down for the Cardinal. And Steve, that's pretty big for Frank Reich here.
I think that was critical. They hit that little hitch route to, into the boundary, and they needed that. They needed to move the chains. The last thing they could be is 3-and-out, putting their defense on the field. So see if they can put together a nice little drive. They're going to have to hit some play-action pass and create some explosives.
Ford, the lone setback. That's high in motion. Here's Branson on a play action. Going to take a deep shot. That's Farrell streaking down the field. Caught 10-5, and it's first and goal, Stanford. There's your shot play, coach. Ethan Minner saves the touchdown for Virginia.
Yeah, there's the shot, and they're going to need to do that. That's a big part of their game plan, right? It's going to be a power run game with play-action shots off of it. You just saw one of them here right now. He's going to take this ball. He's going to sell the inside zone play, and then he's going to take a shot and really threw a beautiful ball. I mean, that was a great pass. Give him a chance to run. Farrell to run underneath that with the catch over his shoulder.
60-yard completion. First and goal now at the 5-yard line. Branson looking for the end zone. Up the ladder and caught. Benji Blackburn, I believe, holds on for the touchdown, and he does. The second catch of the year for Blackburn is Stanford's first touchdown of the night.
That's really a staple off the power run game when you get down here in the low red around the goal line. You fake an off-tackle play to the tailback, and you come up and you throw that route right there, a little corner route to the tight end with a flat route underneath it. And beautiful. Nicely done. Nice drive. They needed to answer that.
Bryce Farrell got it started on the big catch, and then Benji Blackburn finishes off the drive. And here's Emmett Kenny to try and tie the ball game, and he does. So, my goodness, in just a matter of about 2.5 minutes after the touchdown by Trell Harris, Ben Branson dials long distance to Bryce Farrell. And then Branson offers up his second touchdown pass of the year. Tied in Charlottesville.
College football number one. ACC Network College Football is presented by Serve Pro, the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration.
Look at the big fella from Lebanon, PA on the soft roll for Bobby Ross. Last time Frank Reich set foot at Scott Stadium, they still had the Tommy Vigorito AstroTurf on the field. He threw to Farrell Edmonds in the back of the end zone. Maryland beat Virginia 45-34, and they won the ACC. Frank Reich hinted earlier this week. Seemed almost a little embarrassed. You know what? I never really do this, but I kind of went down the rabbit hole to see if I could remember the stadium, and I found some clips. Dana, he almost didn't want to tell us he went back. He was going to LIP, going to live in the past a little bit.
I just like that he admitted to us. He Googled it. You can't do that, sir.
Hey, let me tell you, he was terrific for the Terps. He was of course, and everybody knows he offered one of college football's greatest comebacks at the Orange Bowl against Miami in his career. November 10th, 1984, but he also won an ACC championship as a senior from Lebanon, PA. So, Steve, I said at the top, styles make fights. Stanford kind of punched like Virginia in that last drive, didn't he?
They sure did. That was quite a response because that initial drive by Virginia was impressive. But here we are. We're 0-0 again with Virginia has the ball. Let's see what happens here.
Jamari Taylor returns at the running back spot with Chandler Morris, who has opened the game 3 for his first 4 for 48 yards and the TD to Trell Harris. And a play fake by Morris. He'll deep again. This is Harris in stride. And Trell Harris scores 75 yards. One swing of the bat by the Cavaliers, and Trell Harris is standing in the end zone. How about that?
I got to tell you, I don't understand how there was nobody in there. There was no middle field safety. There was nobody there. And I don't know if he had inside leverage on defense or what, but they let that post route open up in the middle of the field and ran right unimpeded with a great throw.
75 yards, Chandler Morris to Trell Harris.
Yeah, wow. They just ran by the quarter safety is what happened. They ran the quarter safety and they went right by him. And beautiful touch pass, really great catch. We're in a night of explosives here, Wes. The ball's going down the field off of play action. It's beautiful.
Well, we have seen in, quite frankly, less than 3 minutes, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Yep. Harris's first multiple touchdown game. Longest pass of the season for Virginia. So now we'll see if Stanford can get the rock back and answer. Slide back the left footer. He drives this one now. There'll be no return for Caden High. And the Cardinal and Stanford will start from its 25. Don't forget the ESPN app. So here's the Cardinal off the 25. And Cole Tabb has come in the ball game. He's the second leading rusher behind Micah Ford, but only 11 carries on the year. And here's carry number 12 for no gain. Boy, terrific play. That's Cam Robinson, who is back in the lineup tonight after a preseason collarbone injury. Playing for the 24th time, the junior from Tappahannock making the stop. Cavalier fans are glad to see him back in the order.
He's an athletic guy, can run sideline to sideline, has an NFL body, and he can play. And, of course, they cut him free on that play, and he made the play in the backfield.
Branson to throw, pumps, and that's Williams the catch. Knocked down after a gain of 4 to the 29. Donovan Platt is a senior who transferred to Virginia from Army West Point. He started all 14 games a season ago for the Black Knights of the Hudson. And a productive player for Jeff Monken, but has opted out, Steve, before the limit on the military service obligation kicked in. So he is here at Virginia now. Alta here in the backfield. 3rd down, and let's call it 6. Branson tries to throw it to High, but threw it in almost harm's way. Maddox Marcellus was there in pass coverage. And Prevard, the spur, was also in the area for the Cavaliers. So another 3 and out for Stanford.
Yeah, they run a little bit of a delayed twist here and, pick the offensive line, and Melton is able to get in there and get great pressure from one side, and he got sandwiched, man. That's not good.
Ross will wait for the punt from Flintoff. He averages 12.5 yards a return. He had a 48-yarder in Raleigh. And they'll hang this one up to numbers, and Cam Ross got bullied. Oh, boy. Covered very nice by the Cardinal. Lippman was downfield first. It's a 43-yard punt, and there's no return on the play. So, Tony Elliott pausing for conversation with one of his players. Ooh, man. Saw Lippman, the sophomore from Scottsdale, along with Cam Richardson, make the stop. So here's Virginia from its 28. Taylor will get the carry here on first down and get a couple of yards to the 30. And Matt Rose, the hard-hitting linebacker, leads Stanford, one of the best tacklers in the Atlantic Coast Conference. He's number 1 in solo tackles is Rose. He's number 3 nationally in the category, coach, after 3 ball games.
And he's number 1 on my dude list. That dude can cover the field, run and pass, man. He's a runner and a striker. And he's got the neck collar, which is one of my favorites.
Second down and 9 for Morris. Quick throw on the perimeter. Cam Ross makes a man miss. He'll slide up to the 34. All right, here's a look at Adazio's dudes tonight when Virginia has the ball, huh? And we've already talked about your man Rose here, right?
Yeah, I mean, Matt Rose on defense, he is a game stopper. And then, of course, on offense, Jamari Taylor, we already saw a look at him. He's a powerful back who's got great explosive speed. Those are 2 fun guys to watch, man.
Here's 3rd down and 4 for the Cavaliers. And, boy, we got movement up front. Brady Wilson says it's on Stanford. We'll wait on Adam Savoy, our referee tonight.
Offside. Defense, number 6. 5-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
Calling it on Colin Wright. Oh, wow. Yeah, Wright really crossed the line.
Yeah, I don't know if he was checking the play or checking the cadence, but whatever it was, they caught Stanford there and gave him a quick first down. You can't do that. Stanford can ill afford for this explosive offense to get first downs that way.
So from the 39, Virginia resets. Morris now in trouble, being pressured, and he will sail it, and it's caught. That's Sage Ennis, the tight end, over in front of the Stanford bench, hauling in his 3rd catch of the season. I thought Morris was throwing it away, Steve.
That's what you call a wow play. I mean, he has it. The coaches said he has it, and that's one of those deals, man.
There's Taylor. He'll be stopped short of the first down.
You got a really good pass rush here. They flush him out of the pocket. He has the presence to throw off his back foot and still make a completion.
How about that?
Oh, man.
3rd down and short. Here's Taylor trying to pick up the yardage, and does. He hits Rose head on as he crosses the 50 for the first down for the Cavaliers.
That was 3 yards after contact right there. That's how you run for a first down. And here's the problem now, right? Now the defense from Stanford is starting to get gassed a little bit. They got the first 2 first downs, and now tempo will wear them.
6th play of the drive is Morris here, gunning again across the middle. That is caught. That's Dakota Twitty, the tight end. 5th catch of the year. Lieber, the safety, will make the stop for the Cardinal.
They found the softness underneath the 2-deep coverage there.
21-yard play. Pressure coming, and Morris evades it to his right, sails for the end zone. Harris is there! Did he hold on? He did! Touchdown, Virginia! 3rd touchdown catch in the opening quarter for Trell Harris.
We got another wow play. I mean, look at this. He's flushed out of the pocket. He has the speed to turn the corner, throws off his back foot, and drops a dime right over the safety. Oh, my goodness, over Colin Wright, who is a dude for Stanford. Look at that throw, that placement, that catch, but it all started with Chandler Morris. That's impressive.
Point after by Bettridge is good. It's 21-7 Virginia. The Cavaliers, who are 11th nationally in plays of 20 or more, have got 4 in the opening quarter. Welcome back to Charlottesville, where you're watching the ACC on ESPN tonight. And we're watching Virginia and explosive plays here in the opening quarter by the host Cavaliers. They have had 4 plays already of 20 or more, 20, 25, 21, and 27 yards. Now Stanford has counterpunched. They had a 60-yard pass from Gilbranson to Farrell to set up the touchdown pass to Blackburn. But now Virginia hadn't missed a beat. Trell Harris has 3 touchdown catches in the first quarter. And all of a sudden, Dana, the onus on the Cardinals is already a little warm here, I think.
Well, co-defensive coordinator Andy Thompson just got after the entire defense during that timeout, saying you need to do your job first. Don't overcompensate. You got to play with some aggression. He said you don't need to overcompensate for your buddy to the next to you. You got to win your one-on-one matchups first.
Stanford takes over
at their own 25. Right now, you're a defensive coordinator. You are losing your mind because those are shots over your defense.
You see Rouse, the tight end, in motion. 2 tight look. Play fake to Ford. Here's Gilbranson and tries to throw it back to Benji Blackburn. And I think he gets a yard there, maybe. Nope, incomplete. In front of the Virginia bench. Cam Robinson was there defensively.
Yeah,
they do move it for a yard, so he did catch it. Hard to tell with the Virginia bench from our purview. 2nd and 9 it'll be.
And that would be off schedule for them. 2nd and 9. That's not where they want to be. They want to be 2nd and 6.
From under center, the give to Ford. Micah Ford, left side. Spins and falls forward. That's a Cardinal first down. Out to the 36. And Steve, there goes number 20, who's got 10 yards. And man, does he run well.
Well, he's one of their most explosive weapons. And there's that wide zone play. Pretty well blocked and a nice, spin move off of contact for a first down. got to do a great job mixing their run, mixing their play action. Don't panic here now. Stay in the game plan.
I remember back in the late 70s and early 80s, they had a talented running back named Darren Nelson. Here is Gulbranson on first down, across the middle and just off the hands and out of the reach of C.J. Williams. My point being, ever since I remember Darren Nelson as a kid watching college football, feels like Stanford's backs, there have been a couple of exceptions. You know, Toby Gerhart, Tommy Vardell, they were bigger backs, right? But all had that lean like Micah Ford does. Not necessarily 6'3", 6'4 guys, like 5'10", 205, 210, right?
Yeah. And they need that because in this run game, this style of offense, those runs have to be at least 4-yard runs. So you need to be able to run with your pads low.
2nd and 10 after the miss on the throw to Williams. There's another give. This is Ford, eluding for 5. Make it 10, 11 yards. How about the run by Micah Ford on 2nd and 10?
That's an impressive run. You know, they came up. It's really a draw. It's a call. It's a draw. And he's able to get to the second level. But when he gets there, look at the yards after contact. I mean, there had to be 5 yards after contact on that play to be able to get that first down.
2 big runs by Micah Ford. You see 0 for the Cavaliers. That's Antonio Clary, who was injured early last November at Pitt. Trying to give it another go here. There's Ford, stopped after a gain of maybe 1, perhaps 2 on first down.
You saw on that play, Virginia brought a little pressure from the field and rocked the defensive front, which means move it. And they moved it to the boundary, and Stanford fell off the blocks, and there was penetration. And that's when you want to stop the run game, what do you have to do? Add a defender to the box. One way to do it is bring somebody from the field.
2nd down. And a short 9 here for the Cardinal. Gulbranson with time. Now, if you're going to tuck it away, he will, and step out around midfield. It'll be 3rd and maybe a half dozen.
He took a long time on that to make his mind up. To me, he should have tucked that ball, and he should have got more vertical on that run. There was probably at least another 3 yards for him on that play, and that would have put him in a 3rd and manageable. But instead, he's now in a 3rd and 7. That's kind of a different play call now for the coordinator. It's a lot different to get 7 yards and have to throw the ball here, you know, as opposed to trying to get 4 yards.
Alta here has come in to join Gulbranson on 3rd down. Virginia bringing 4. Gulbranson up in the pocket, in trouble. To his right, trying to find space, and he'll throw it away at the Cavalier bench. Mitchell Melton, transfer from Ohio State, was in the kitchen of Ben Gulbranson here.
Yeah, he's able to beat the right tackle. He's able to beat him early and late, rather, and create that pressure. But overall, I think the protection has been pretty good for Branson. I thought there just was nobody open and nowhere to go with the football. I would have liked a little different play selection. I think you're almost at a point in a game like this where you wanted to get that into an extra down situation where you could have used 4 downs to get the first.
Cardinal will punt it away. Ross will watch it hit inside the 15. It'll skip out of bounds. And Cavaliers will be backed up for the first time tonight. Don't forget, the all-new ACC PM is Monday through Thursday at 6, and a special 2-hour football kickoff show on Fridays that starts at 5. Make it part of your afternoons right here on ACC Network and the all-new ESPN app. Taylor Tannenbaum, Justin Walters, Kelsey Riggs-Cuff take you through the afternoons here on ACC Network. Virginia puts Xavier Brown into the ball game now, the senior from Lexington, Kentucky. He'll join Chandler Morris as the Cavaliers start off their 12. And in motion is Courtney. And the give to Brown will merit about 3 yards on first down. We'll get a timeout at the end of this first period. Virginia and Stanford meeting for the first time Cavaliers.
I'm learning every day. I'm around amazing young men and amazing staff. I love representing my alma mater and the great university that Stanford is, and it's been a joy so far.
We were on the farm last weekend, and there was a noticeable energy around the football program. How would you describe what's going on in the locker room right now?
Look, we're building, and these guys are believing, and we've got a little bit of a hole to get out of right now, but they've been chipping away at things for a while now, and they're doing a great job.
What makes Frank Reich the right fit for the program as an interim and also to get them out of the hole tonight?
Yeah, no, he's a heck of a coach. I love playing for him. He's an amazing leader. He's an incredible man. He teaches great football, and yeah, we have our work cut out for us tonight.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks to Andrew Luck for the time during the break. Here's Morris now on first down after a terrific run you saw by Brown to kind of get Virginia's possession on point, and Omar Staples just pushed Chandler Morris up the field here for a couple of yards. Boys, he's done a great job, Steve, representing his school. Andrew Luck, huh?
Yeah, he is a class act. He has a great vision. He has a plan. He's convicted on that plan, and you're going to see Stanford continue to grow and rise with his leadership.
2nd down and 8. Ball at the 30 now for the Cavaliers, who've had 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns prior to this one. All of them Morris to Trell Harris, by the way. And here goes Brown working to the near side, and Xavier Brown across the 35. It'll be, and that's kind of what you were talking about on Stanford's possession here, right? Rather than it being 3rd and 6 or 7, now this is 3rd, maybe 2.5 or 3.
Yeah, I mean, staying on schedule, what it's all about. You have your calls lined up. There's a lot of nice 3rd and 2 calls.
And here's Brown trying to get the first down, and I think he's right at the number or close. Matt Rose the stop. Well, it's going to be short. They've already signaled for 4th down here. And Virginia with a 2-touchdown lead is going to go for this.
Big play by Rose to stop that. I thought he was going to get that. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this I like the call going for right now. They're getting some good surge.
And Jamari Taylor's coming to the ball game here, Coach.
He said on these shorts right now, it's either a wildcat or it's a duo play. So let's see if we see the duo play, because it's not wildcat.
Nope. There's the snap and the give, and that's Taylor, and that's a 1st down and more. Across the 40 goes Taylor to the 41-yard line.
Well, that's some good low pad running, and I just think that they knew what they wanted to call. You saw the duo play there, and they surged it ahead for a 1st down. So Coach Kitchens is true to what his word was. There it is.
Andy Thompson, the defensive coordinator of the Cardinal. His unit's still on the field here. Virginia from its 41. That's Harris in motion. Play fake. Morris hit as he throws, but what a catch. Edgerrin holds on to it. This is a terrific grab in traffic by the transfer from Purdue.
What a great catch. You're going to get hit by that safety, but he climbed and got the ball. What a throw. I tell you, I'm impressed with the receivers from Virginia, but this quarterback, Chandler Morris, he knew he was going to get hit now. He could feel that coming. He hung in there and delivered that strike. This kid's got a lot of poise. He's really an impressive guy.
Over 200 yards now in the first half for Morris on 9 of 10. And they're going to hand it on the reroute, and this is Cameron Courtney trying to find a slot at the far side. Eckhart, the safety, makes the stop.
So make no bones about it now. Here's the deal, right? They're in tempo, and they wanted to start it out with a perimeter run to get that defense running east and west. And there it comes, right back with an inside run, and that's what the no huddle wants to do to you. Tire you out and then pierce you, and then come back maybe and throw a shot next. You may see that happen. But they're clicking on all cylinders here, Wes. It's fun to watch.
Sure is.
I guess not so fun if you're on defense right now, though. That
might be a little tiring, Coach.
It might be a little tiring. And, and Andy's deal identity was effort, physicality, and passion. Well, when you're tired, it's hard to do those 3 things.
10th play of the drive for the Cavaliers. Brown has come back in the ball game. Here's Morris, now going to keep it as the pocket started to collapse, and Chandler will slip down around the 19. I think Matt Rose got a hand in there.
Yeah, this is a called quarterback draw here, and a good call at that time. Look on schedule now, 2nd and short, 4th.
And Brown fighting for yards. Down to the 14 goes Brown. Now Harrison Whaley is also a guy we'll probably see tonight at some point. Noah Vaughn was injured late first half last Saturday in the win against William & Mary. He will not play tonight for the Cavaliers. All three of these backs, though, Steve, could play for a lot of teams. And the fact that they have created this collaboration in the run game is such a huge luxury for Tony Elliott.
Well, they dove into the portal and they wanted to get depth, and they have it. And now they can keep a fresh back in there. They exchanged personnel, which gave Stanford a chance to catch their breath, but they too got some fresh bodies in here.
Too tight look with Twitty and Ennis on the field here. And that's a Wildcat. And they hand it, play fake it to Morris. He's going to roll to the left. Chandler going to throw it or keep it. And he will score, standing for Virginia. They ran the Wildcat for you, Adazio.
Yeah, I love the Wildcat.
Except Carter handed it to Morris. Or Taylor, rather, handed it to Morris. Hey, look at this.
That's a little bit different style right there, right? It's not like the true Wildcat where you're lining the tailback as the sole guy. They're trying some deception by hiking it to the tailback as opposed to the quarterback and then handing it back to the tailback. I love it, man. I love it.
13,
a little deception.
13-yard run by Chandler Morris. It is a 12-play drive for Virginia. 11 runs and 1 pass play. And Chandler Morris lining up as the running back. Ends up in the end zone, and the Cavaliers have a 3-touchdown lead at home. Chandler Morris has thrown for 3 and run for another, and Virginia has 4 touchdowns in 4 possessions. And at the top of Frank Reich's worry list had to be Cavalier explosives, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And unfortunately for Stanford, that's become reality here.
No question. I mean, the last thing he wanted was a 28-7 game. Stanford's not really built to come from behind with that kind of margin. So that's a problem for them, but they've just got to be steady in the boat and peck away at it.
No return here. Cardinal will start from its 25, and let's go back here to the touchdown run by Morris.
So what you're seeing right here is the tailback in a tailback stance, and what you're seeing is the quarterback right here offset, giving some deception on alignment. And then you're going to see Chandler fake the reverse to Luttrell, and then he's got an option to either throw the corner route or to be able to keep it himself. And of course, the defense lost contain. There was a lot of deception there, well orchestrated, well designed. What a beautiful, beautiful play.
Virginia, averaging 44.7 points a game, has already got 28 with 9 minutes to go in the first half. And Adam Savoy.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Once again now, the last thing you want to do here is start to get behind the chains on this style of offense. I know I sound like a broken record, but now it's going to be 1st and 15. And you don't want to be 1st and 15.
Ford is the running back with Bill Branson here. And Ben looking to throw. And catch is made. That's C.J. Williams, who was pretty quiet, to be honest with you, last Saturday night against Boston College. But is already, that's his 3rd catch of this first half for Stanford. Carnley, transfer from Arizona, who spent the spring at Miami in the transfer portal, made the stop. And Ford will be stopped at the 30, so it'll be 3rd down and 5. They're a handful of guys, Steve, and the reason I bring this up is because this week they eliminated the post-spring portal window in college football. So now there's going to be a 10-day window in January for portal, and that's going to be it. Because there are players like Carnley that played last year at Arizona, spent a semester abroad at Miami, and then ended up at Virginia. And he's not the only one. There were a couple dozen guys in that neighborhood. Long throw, go Branson to Williams, and a first down for Stanford in front of the Cardinal bench, and Carnley there on the stop.
Yeah, that was an impressive play. I mean, you're throwing it to the field. That shows your arm strength right there. Yeah, he's running a little comeback route, was right on the money, and Gil Branson had pressure on him to throw that as well. That was an impressive play.
1st and 10, and they rock it with Ford. 3 or 4 yards from Micah Ford. Jason Hammond makes the stop. He and Jamir Carter in that defensive front, along with Anthony Britton. Those are guys that have kind of been here for the haul with Tony Elliott.
That's the strength. They feel the strength of their defenses in the front 7, and they're playing well here tonight.
Branson wants to cut it loose. Now in trouble. He'll be sacked. And that's Rickert. The Cavalier coaches raved about Daniel Rickert, the transfer from Tennessee Tech, who picks up his first full sack of the night. And the Cavaliers first.
That's the dude on defense right there, Daniel Rickert. He's their best player, and you can see his effort right there. But I got to tell you, that's a coverage sack right there. There was nowhere to go with the ball. They had great coverage, and, you know, Ben Gilbranson was in trouble.
So 3rd and a dozen for the Cardinal. Gilbranson in trouble, sacked again. And that time it's Kasim Moore, the transfer from Elon. So in the last 2 plays, portal additions to the Virginia defense make a name for themselves. First sack of the year for Moore.
And I'll tell you something. He just took Zach Yamaguchi, and he just knocks it. Get out of my way. I'm going to go sack the quarterback. And the other thing was that, did I hear Elon?
You did. Here's Cam Ross on the return. Flintoff's punt, and Ross chased out of bounds at the 35 of Virginia, but there's a flag on the 45-yard punt. And Adam Savoy and his group let us know here. Ball is spotted at the 34.
During the kick, holding receiving team number 9. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down. Timeout on the field.
So Virginia will start from its 24. Tony Elliott's team leads by 3 scores.
Welcome back to Charlottesville. ESPN supports the College Football Playoff Foundation's Extra Yard for Teachers Week each year to celebrate great teachers across the country who have inspired so many of us. Nominate a great teacher in your community by visiting cfpfoundation.org. I have firsthand experience spending some time in the classroom at St. Anne's Belfield, which is a local elementary school, middle school, and high school here, just about 10 minutes from Scott Stadium. And
jeez. Oh, Cheshire, Connecticut. I didn't think we'd get those black and whites tonight. Harrison Whaley's first carry of the night. Here's the Wyoming transfer from Johnston, Iowa on the big carry there, Dana.
What I love about those photos, though, tell me there's an age difference without telling me there's an age difference between the black and white and the selfie.
All right, Dana, easy.
Well, Whaley again. Virginia, by the way, in their last 6 quarters of football has 1,009 yards of offense, Steve.
That's
How about
incredible.
that? It is crazy.
That's incredible.
Yep. 2nd down and 8. Nick Carparelli, who runs the Bowl Association, told me an Adazio, Cheshire, Connecticut high school story this July. I didn't realize you touched so many lives coaching in Cheshire. Huh?
Now, I'm going to tell you this. I came from a teaching family. My dad was a teacher, and Dana was a teacher. As Dana, you said, the impact that teachers have is unbelievable, whether it be in elementary schools, junior high, or high schools. And we're all so grateful for the great teachers and coaches that we had coming up the ranks. What a wonderful way to honor teachers, and I just love seeing that.
Yeah, when the CFP started, by the way, Bill Hancock, who was the executive director, of course, of the College Football Playoff when it originated, they made this commitment to educators in this country, and it's well-deserved. Well-deserved on every level. Here's a 3rd down play. Taylor's come back in the game. Oh, look at the screen. Can Jamari make a miss? Yes! Taylor keeps his feet across midfield, and a Virginia first down. Scotty Edwards, the safety, makes the stop on Jamari Taylor. My goodness. He's shown us a lot in the opening half, Coach.
That was a really great play. It was a special play by Chandler.
Here's a long throw looking for Harris, and Terrell Harris hauls it in. What a half this guy's having. Adding to the tally, he's got 3 touchdown catches in the first quarter. And now he's got a circus catch against Brandon Nicholson.
Look at him come back for the ball, reach over the top, have the presence to control it. Wow, he's having a career night. Chandler Morris is having a career night. This is the fans here are getting treated to some explosive plays.
A completed pass is under further review.
So that means tonight we give you access. Let's go to Uptown Charlotte, the Game Day Operations Center. Adam Savoie is the referee tonight.
Replay A, we're going to see control.
Replay A?
Show replay A.
Yep, let's see.
The program is not showing any replays.
All right.
Program replays.
Okay.
So he's still in. He was in down the sideline.
Hey, replay, this is Adam.
Hey, Adam.
Ruling on the field is a completed pass in bounds.
I got you. I'm showing you replay A here. Okay?
Okay.
So, what happened? Something happened there. Don't know where that went. Firm grip control. Right there.
Yes.
Body part down. One
yes.
Right foot inbounds. Left foot inbounds. Going to the ground. He's got to survive the ground.
And we're going to have the ruling on the field upheld on this.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Just looking at that ball right there.
Does the ball move whenever his
looking at
bottom hits the ground?
That's what I'm looking at right there. He's got it, and then that ball moves a little bit. His left arm and hand come off of the ball. The ball moves a little bit right there. Look at that ball moving.
But I see no loss of control.
But I don't know what that right arm is doing, right? So that right arm could have.
Yeah, do you have anything from the inside?
Something. Nothing from the inside. This is too far back.
Based off of this, the ruling on the field is going to be upheld. I have nothing from the inside. He maintains control. We have that body part. He goes down to the ground. We're going to be upheld on this.
Okay, so after further review, the ruling on the field is upheld?
That's correct.
And the 9-yard line is a good spot.
Okay, 9-yard line.
And the clock is good.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, terrific access again tonight. The Game Day Operations Center in Uptown Charlotte, Steve.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld.
So it's a 40-yard throw to Trell Harris, but some discussion. But they saw what they could see and stayed with the call.
Yeah, I mean, I can't get enough of that stuff. I think it's super cool. The only thing I would say is, like they were talking about, you know, where was control when his body hit the ground. But the discussion was unbelievable, and I just love that. What a great addition to college football.
Tell you what, a grab by Harris, by the way. 2 feet down. That would have been good tomorrow. First and goal at the 9 now for the Cavaliers. Snap to Taylor. Jamari looking for the far side. He'll round and score, but flags have been thrown in the neighborhood of a hold. So the touchdown will be called back.
Holding. Offense, number 60. 10-yard penalty. First down.
And that is the former Stanford Cardinal, the right guard Drake Metcalf, with the holding call.
Yeah, he's got him. He's got him around the shoulder, and that's a good call right there. You know, and it's hard. I got to tell you, I'm going to speak as an offensive lineman now and a line coach. That's really hard because, you know, I thought the back could have stuffed that inside. He didn't help him on that play. You know, that's when you sometimes get those holding calls. But I still love the play design. I love the hiding of the Wildcat. Really cool stuff right there. What a shame.
Started his career at Stanford. You see, graduated in 22, then spent a year at UCF. And here goes Taylor again on the run. Trying to get to the outside, keeps his feet, and he'll be banged out of bounds around the 5 as Jamari Taylor. Jay Green finally knocked him out of bounds. What great balance this grad student from Charlotte, North Carolina has.
He sure does. He's got balance. He's got power. What I loved there was a great stiff arm, man. I love a stiff arm now. Huh?
Second
what a
goal.
weapon.
Morris trying to buy some time. Up in the pocket, throws and shoots it beyond the tight end, Dakota Twitty's reach. Ooh, and Twitty hit the camera stanchion in the end zone. There is a slight hill, little decline, if you will, off the back of the end line down toward the tunnel area here in Charlottesville. And Twitty, I think, ran out of real estate at the back of the end zone. But nonetheless, see a little bit of a decline there, and then we'll tee this up for 3rd and goal, and Dakota looks okay.
It's impressive to watch Chandler with his eyes down the field. He keeps him down the field the whole time, and he's still operating at full speed.
Taylor in the backfield with him. Here's Morris looking again, end zone, up the ladder, out of the back of the end zone's Cam Ross. Incomplete. And Will Bettridge going to be asked to come on and try the field goal.
Yeah, his foot is outside the end zone right there. It's close. I mean, a beautiful job of catching the ball and trying to get your foot in. But he's over that line, around that line right there.
So for the first time in 5 possessions, Virginia's going to be turned away from the end zone with a touchdown, and have to see if they can add 3 with Bettridge.
The presence of Chandler Morris under pressure like that to throw that strike, I'm telling you, I can't say enough about his performance tonight.
25-yard try is no good. So Will Bettridge misses the field goal try. And the score holds at 28-7 here with 2:24 to go in this first half.
I think that got blocked.
Yeah, might have got a hand in the fray. Back after this. Welcome back to Charlottesville. ACC Primetime Football presented on a Saturday night by Serve Pro. And another look at this Betridge field goal. And sometimes even good kickers have bad swings.
Yeah, and that's a bad swing. That's a knuckleball. We kind of thought it got blocked, but when really looking at it, it didn't happen. He just struck it poorly.
Drew Schaube and our camera crew all over it. Here's Micah Ford after the missed field goal off the 20-yard line. He's got 10 coming to the near side. Christian Charles, transfer from Tennessee, makes the play.
Yeah, he's does a real nice job of getting his feet in the ground, making a jump cut, and getting to the backside of the defense on that play. He's their weapon right now, their most consistent, explosive weapon.
Averaging better than 5 yards a carry, and I say that right there's a stop behind the line by Charles, and that'll get us to the 2-minute timeout here in this first half. Cavaliers by 3 scores. Back in Charlottesville, you see our game summary tonight of Virginia and Stanford's first meeting. Cavaliers 4 touchdowns on their first 4 drives, 5 plays of 20 or more. Trell Harris is having a terrific month in one half. And Stanford outscored 21-0 since Gobranson to Farrell set up the touchdown pass 2 plays later to Blackburn. And now the Cardinal here inside of 2 minutes, and Gobranson going back up top and downfield, and what a catch, but out of bounds, I believe. Oh, it's called a catch. Wow, C.J. Williams at the 42 of Virginia here. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
What a catch this is.
Wow, we're seeing some really good balls and some really good catches, guys.
Jordan Robinson kind of came to a stop, and Stanford, I think, wanted to snap it quick, Steve, because
ruling on the field of a completed pass is under further review.
29 yards on the completion if this stands. Tell you what, Adam Savoy and the Game Day Ops Center have had their work cut out for him here in the first half on these 2 reviews.
Well, he's got his foot in bounds, that's for sure. Now, I can't see control of the ball here, but I think he's got control of the ball.
Right. Because right now we have control, and then the question is the body part. He's going to the ground, which he survives the ground.
Correct, he does.
So the only question we're looking for is that foot in or not?
Yep. Replay, this is Adam. Ruling on the field is a completed pass.
How you doing?
Good.
So
all right.
The far hand held.
I'm sorry, far hand. So what we have is firm grip and control, right? Got a body part down. Clearly see some green in between the sideline and his foot.
Agreed.
He's going to the ground. He maintains control through the process of the catch. Therefore, the ruling on the field will be upheld.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Yep.
Are we good on the clock at 1:49?
We are good and you can change it to 150 if you would like.
I would. And
okay.
We go on the spot.
And the spot is going to be what, the 41? Is that where they have it?
41-yard line?
He gets where he crosses. He gets his striding, so he gets where the ball crosses.
So it's going to be 41.
41?
Okay. So after further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line, right hash. 150 on the clock, starts on the snap.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
All right, bye.
Everybody wanted to check and see how everybody was doing. Well, they're doing
After further
fine.
review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Please reset the game clock to 150.
I love it. I love he says 100% with you. What if he was 51% with him?
He'd still be with you, right?
I guess.
That's great work. Great.
Really
and I said this last Saturday night when we were out in California late night. The collaboration that you're getting access to is incredible. Just the way the process works. Here's the first down for Gilbranson after the throw, and this is Caden High, and he will pick up another first down. So the Cardinal now trying maybe to see if they can't punch something in before halftime here with 1:43 and a moving clock now in the second quarter.
Plenty of time. They're doing a nice job managing the whole situation here.
And this is Irvin trying to find some room, and he will get the 25 and maybe a yard more. Steve, by the way, we were told this earlier in the season. It's worth noting. The ACC led Power 4 in review time, averaging less than about 90 seconds and change last year in terms of those reviews. And that's, I got to believe that number may have gotten a little better here through the early part of the season. Gilbranson, a long throw to the far side. Catch is made. Stepping away Williams. He'll get to the 5 and knocked out at the 1 is C.J. Williams by Christian Charles.
Missed tackle here. Nice job. Again, good throw, good timing. He breaks the tackle and is able to get the plus yards here to put it down inside the 3-yard line.
22-yard throw. First and goal. Ford, and boy, got knocked down in the backfield. Ethan Mentor was there for Virginia, and so was Prevard. Jason Prevard, the transfer from Morgan State.
Virginia, they're first. 30 seconds. Please reset the game clock to 59 seconds.
What's amazing to me on that last play there was it looked like they're running a read play. I don't know if there's a read if they're going to let Gilbranson pull the ball, but if there was, he should have pulled the ball.
Yeah. Frank Reich has got the Cardinal huddled up here and talking to his quarterback.
So they're coming with edge pressure right there, and both the edge and the safety came inside, but maybe there's not a read on it. They may not give it to him to have ability to have a read, but I'll tell you what, if not, then you're letting unblocked defenders tackle you inside the 3. That's something is a never to happen. Everybody should have a hat on a hat.
So here the Cardinal out of the Virginia timeout. And Micah Ford back into the ball game for Frank Reich.
Second down now. This is an interesting call. Is he going to throw the ball here or is he going to run it here? I think he might run it.
Give us to Ford, streaking here to the near side. He'll score standing for the Cardinal. Micah Ford with 55 seconds left into the end zone, his 3rd rushing score of the year.
That was a super cool play, guys. He had a chance to hand it off to Micah right now on the sweep action or shovel it to the tight end, who also looked like he would have had a chance to score. But he chose to hand it off because he thought he could outflank the defense. Nice play selection by Stanford. Good job of getting on the board here before the half.
8 plays, 80 yards in less than 90 seconds for the Cardinal touchdown. It's going to cut the Virginia lead down to 2 touchdowns. Emmett Kinney's point is good, and it's 28-14 now. Virginia gets the ball to start the second half, so in some respect a very important score for the Cardinal. And another look here.
Look at this right here. Now you're going to see the shovel opportunity here to the tight end or the handoff. And he chose to outflank the defense, but he could have pulled it and shoveled it right there to Roush. So that was a really nice play selection. I love that concept. Great drive by Stanford. Really well done. Got to give them a lot of credit on that because right now it's easy to fall apart before the half. But they didn't.
Sam Roush, by the way, the big tight end who, Nate Byam, the offensive coordinator with Frank Reich on the Stanford team, said last week, Rouse has got to get it 4 or 5 times a game. And here in this first half, he does not have a catch. But he is a guy, he played for Trent Dilfer, by the way, at Lipscomb Academy in Nashville.
Wow.
And was part of some state title teams.
I like him a lot. I think he's you're going to see him play on Sundays.
Yep.
He's a super talented guy. He's tough. He's physical. He's got athleticism, can run and catch. Good player.
And touch of the knee by Ross. So Virginia will wind out this final minute starting from its 25-yard line. And Trell Harris, tell me about your son. What a half. Second player in the ACC in the last 20 years to have 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. You got to go 13 years to find Nuke Hopkins from Central South Carolina and Clemson who did it.
You just pulled that out. I mean, holy cow. The trivia, the deep knowledge is awful impressive.
Just stop.
I wonder what they're going to do now. Are they going to use the clock here? I mean, go get more points? What would you do? If I'm playing a hot hand with that quarterback, I'm going. I'm trying to score a touchdown.
Xavier Brown's the running back. Here's Morris. This is Ross trying to find something coming back to the far side. He'll get 8 there. Tony Elliott has a couple timeouts here and is going to use one now with 47 seconds left.
Their second.
So
30 seconds.
If you're Tony Elliott here, you're going to go for the double dip. You're trying to get the one going to the locker room, knowing you get the ball to start second half. Does the second half possession change your theory on this or not? Would you be going for it anyway, whether you got the ball or not, to start second half?
I think in this offense, with the way the quarterback has command of the offense, I think you're going to get points right now. And yes, you're going to come out on the double dip and have it again to start the second half. But he's going to be careful. Like, they just ran a jailbreak, what they call a jailbreak screen there, where they release the lineman downfield. They throw they either throw fake or throw the swing, come off of it, and throw that little underneath jailbreak route. That's a conservative way to start it here. Now he's moving for field position, and he knows they're going to play soft coverage here, but I think he's going to try to get down the field and take the little chunks every time he goes.
Got one timeout left. Maybe he's saving it for Bettridge. We'll see. 2nd and 2. Off the Cavalier 33. Cardinal rush 4. There's Jamari Taylor, and what a shoot top tackle that is by Hunter Barth. The 5th-year senior at linebacker, transfer from Cal. That's a tough road.
Well, when you trust your quarterback, you see what you get. He checks it down. He does a nice job. Doesn't try to force a throw.
There's Morris again under duress. Going to throw it here to the near side, and trying to make the catch, and doing so is Edgerrin. Second grab of the night for Jamal. And where are they going to spot the ball? Clock is stopped with 29 seconds left. Only got a couple of yards out of it. Where Stanford's pass rush is taking Morris off his point, Steve. He's had to make some of these throws on the run.
He has, and he's got to be careful now. He's got to be smart with the football.
Extra guy coming, and tried to go back to Edgerrin again. And that time, Brandon Nicholson got a hand up to deflect it away. So now it's 3rd down and 8 with 25 seconds left.
I thought he was late on that throw. That's the kind of stuff you want to be careful with now. You know, it's 3rd and long here. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world here to run some kind of screen or draw here and see if you can get the first that way. I'd be careful trying to do not force the ball here.
Jamari Taylor in the backfield with Morris. Cardinal rush 4. Here's Morris to his right, slips it, and Ross diving, trying to hit the first down mark. I think he's going to be a couple of yards short. Clock stops, though, with 18 seconds left. And Cavaliers are going to punt. And Andrew Luck giving Scotty Edwards some encouragement as he comes off the field. Liam Thorpe will wait on Elijah Slyback's first ever punt as a Cavalier.
A little surprised that they didn't come after that punt right now.
Look at this. Slyback hit it like Ray Guy. Knocks it in the end zone.
Yeah, he sure did.
That'll be a 58-yard punt into the end zone for Elijah Slyback. Don't forget, we got soccer and volleyball coming up for you Wednesday night on ACC Network. Women's soccer gets us started 6 o'clock Eastern. Number 6 Notre Dame, number 18 North Carolina, and then top 10 volleyball from Moody Coliseum. Coach Fisher and Pitt visits number 10 SMU. That's at 8 o'clock Eastern Wednesday night on ACC Network, streaming live on the all-new ESPN app. Andrew litigating for some calls down there, Coach? What do we got going on with the one of the all-time great Cardinals?
I'm surprised they did not try to block the punt. Why wouldn't you go for an all-out block right there? You know, I don't know.
That will get these two teams to the locker room. Frank Reich's club gets the touchdown run by Ford.
That's the end of the
second half underway, and here come the Cavaliers out of the end zone with Cam Ross breaking the 25 across the 30 to the 32. And that's where Virginia will go to work, Dana.
Well, despite the halftime lead, Wes and Steve, I was met with a fiery Tony Elliott coming out of the locker room. He was not happy how they finished that half in the final 2 minutes. He said, we played bad football. If we're going to win this game, we need to play complementary football, and we need to be a hungry football team here to start the third quarter.
All right, I'm going to ask then fiery Steve Adazio this. You like that edge from Tony Elliott? 2-touchdown lead. This team's trying to win their ACC opener tonight?
I love that edge. I think, it's a new half. It's 0-0 in your mind. Let's go, baby. We got to get better. We got to improve. We got to play a great half. That's the way to go, Tony.
Virginia's second in the ACC and 17th nationally at almost 45 points a game. And now they've got to burn a timeout because the Cavaliers weren't lined up right. And that means that the 45-year-old native Californian, Tony Elliott, who played his football at Clemson, then worked there 11 years before taking this Virginia job, wants to have another skull session with his football team.
Yeah, he was getting after the coaches. He's getting after everybody. Love it.
Chandler Morris is in there leading the charge. And Chandler Morris, I think, knew this earlier than anybody else. Yeah, look at that. Number 4 not having it.
That's what you want out of your quarterback. He's the field general. Make it right. Correct it.
Off the 32 with Jamari Taylor in the backfield. Morris to work. And Taylor slipped one tackle, picked up a couple on the play. Matt Rose, the linebacker, makes the stop for Stanford. Now counterpunch here with Frank Reich, though, Steve. You're down 2 scores. Wilfredo Ibar, the linebacker, shaken up on the play for the Cardinal here.
To a defensive player.
If you're Frank Reich, you got to chip away, and you got to start with your unit on the field here, don't you? Defense is the one that's got to get the stop.
The defense has got to create a 3-and-out. Don't let them have the first down and get the tempo going. Get off the field. Give your offense a chance to get back on the field and peck away at this lead. So, yes, this is a big defensive series for Stanford, and they've got to do a great job here. They've got them off schedule. It's 2nd and long.
So Ibar comes off, greeted by the interim head coach of the Cardinal. And so after the yard run by Taylor, Morris to work at the 33. And here goes Taylor again, dodging a man at the 35, diving forward. It'll be 3rd and about 3. Eckhart makes the play. He's the field safety tonight, playing in his 5th career game.
They've really stumbled on Virginia. I notice now they've starting to run what we call a pin-pull scheme, a man scheme, where they down, kick out and lead with linemen. It's everybody's got a man as opposed to a zone or a gap scheme. So they're changing here right now and having some success. But that run was really, if you watch them stop, start, and change direction, impressive.
Cavaliers almost 59% on 3rd down as Taylor will pick up the 1st down. Out to the 44-yard line goes Jamari Taylor.
It's interesting, Wes, between, you got Jamari Taylor, who's just really an outstanding back. He's really explosive. You got Trell Harris. You've got Chandler Morris. I mean, there's a lot of guys that can create explosives on this Virginia team.
And you see Xavier Brown has now come in the ball game. He played briefly in the first half. 29 yards on 5 carries for the senior from Lexington, Kentucky, who plays in his 27th career game here tonight for Virginia. And a play fake by Morris. Trying to spin it and does, and the catch is made, and that's the tight end Dakota Twitty. Knocked out of bounds around the 30-yard line of Stanford by Eckhart.
Really nicely done. He found the fat in the coverage. What I mean by the fat is the openness, the open areas, and nice route, nice completion.
So first down and 10 in Stanford territory now for the Cavaliers on this opening drive of quarter number 3 at Scott Stadium. Morris over 300 yards already tonight, and here goes Brown around the left side. And he'll be tracked down around the 10-yard line. Eckhart, the safety, got Xavier Brown to the ground.
I just don't understand on defense. They just lost the edge of the defense to the tight end. You know, they got inside of the block of the tight end and lost the edge.
Brown goes down that time, yep, because fighting through was Rowell, and then Rose polished him off.
Yeah, if you watch number 11 here on defense, he goes inside to the tackle and just gives an easy zone block for the tight end up on Rose, and the edge is gone. There's no edge of the defense. You're not turning the run back inside. And it led to a big explosive.
That's Telarua Tafiti, who has returned to the Cardinal lineup tonight after missing last week's game. And he's one of their veteran guys, a senior from Hawaii. Second and goal now for the Cavaliers. Morris, quick shot. Oh, Sage Ennis is going to walk in the end zone. Touchdown, Virginia. And Morris right back to work at the start of the second half.
So they watched the film from Boston College last week, and they ran that same rub route combination and free released the back and created a mismatch on the linebacker. They must have got that right off the tape. Did a great job with it there.
Bedridge to add the point, and it's back to a 3-touchdown advantage now for Virginia. Cavaliers now have 5 touchdowns in 7 possessions. Welcome back to Charlottesville. You're watching the ACC on ESPN, and tonight, first ever meeting between Virginia and Stanford. And the Cardinal find themselves trailing 35-14 as we rejoin you from Charlottesville on this Saturday night. Chandler Morris has accounted for all 5 scores, 4 passing, 1 rushing score tonight for the grad transfer from Highland Park, Texas. Slyback will kick it away for the Cavaliers, and Davis will let it bounce through. Cardinal will start from his 25, Coach.
To that last play, I mean, really cool kind of deal. They run 2 pick routes, bring the tight end across, and they're able to get a couple of picks right here and give an opportunity to free up the tight end. So rub, hit the tight end, clear it out with the back, and get a bunch of man coverage mismatches. Well designed. It was really something that Boston College had run last week, and they probably saw it on the tape. Great job.
Second touchdown catch of the year for Sage Ennis, who started his career at Clemson when Tony Elliott was there. And Ben Gulbranson on first down. Hands it to the Cardinal leading rusher, Micah Ford. Got a yard before Mitchell Melton hit him. Maybe he might not even got back to the yard here. I thought they awarded him maybe a step. Now let's call it 2nd and 10 right around the original line.
Once again, we want to be on schedule. We're not on schedule. So, now do you run it and get on schedule, or, throw it and try to get 6 yards on this play here, 6-7 yards?
Branson will look to throw. And back across the middle, and Williams the catch, I think, and knocked back. James Jackson, number 1 for Virginia. The linebacker stopped him in his tracks. There's a look at James.
Back into a manageable situation here is 3rd and 5. And that becomes a little bit more of a winnable situation for the offense statistically.
Alta here checks in. He'll join Gulbranson. Williams has got a 7-catch night for Stanford. Here's Gulbranson, pressure coming in, trouble, and sacked. Jacob Holmes, transfer from Fresno State, gets into the backfield and posts his first sack of the year.
That was inside twist on defense, and 2 offensive linemen got beat. So what you're going to see right here is a little bit of a twist action here, and they're going to come free inside.
Hit the punt here for Flintoff. And not a great punt. It'll end up over the top of the Virginia bench, and I think the Cavaliers are going to have a plus territory possession here. So Stanford could not get the 3rd down. A 3-and-out for the Cardinal. And the Cavaliers are going to get plus territory.
Cavaliers on a short field right now. That's not exactly a great recipe for Stanford.
27-yard punt by Aiden Flintoff. And now Chandler Morris with Harrison Whaley in the backfield now. The Wyoming transfer who we saw briefly for 2 carries in the first half. That's Jaden Thomas through the formation. They're going to hand it to Whaley, and straight up for maybe 2 on the play. Mattingly, sophomore linebacker, the tackle for the Cardinal. Stanford came in tonight 6th in the ACC, allowing 103 yards on the ground. And Virginia has run tonight for 153.
Well, that's this tempo and the ability to throw the deep ball. It's loosened this defense up.
Yep.
False start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's Noah Josie, grad student from the Nashville area with the false start. Noah, son of a football player. His dad, Brian Josie, was a tackle at Vanderbilt for Jerry DiNardo in the early 90s, Steve.
Wow.
And then the left tackle, you see there, 52, who's beside Noah, that's Mikhail Boley. His dad, Michael Boley, a terrific linebacker at Southern Miss, was an NFL player for half dozen years or so. Here's Whaley. He got knocked down as he got back toward the original line of scrimmage by the corner Colin Wright. And down on the play, I think, is Brady Wilson, the center. So Wilson is shaken up, and that's going to get us to a timeout. So we'll step aside here in Charlottesville.
guys know how to compete and win. Breaking the huddle united for a common cause.
I had the ESPN app up and cranked up here today. Had all sorts of games going on. Brady Wilson limps off, but that's a good sign that he's up and able to at least get off under the field under his own power. He went down pretty quick on the play. So now Drake Metcalf goes from right guard to center here, Steve, and Kevin Wigginton, the second transfer from Michigan State, has come in to play that left guard spot, or right guard spot, I should say, that Metcalf vacated.
They've taken a lot of hits on the offensive line right now. They've lost a lot of guys, but they're playing pretty well tonight, though, even though guys are playing in different spots.
So there we go. Metcalf had to take all the tape off, by the way, that he had on his right hand to get the ball here to Morris. Here in the timeout, there's a throw in the seam, and Edgerrin the catch. Boy, the Purdue transfer at 6'3" has found his way to the Chandler Morris Passing Academy tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah.
What a good-looking prospect this guy is.
Yeah, he is. And I love the way he ran a little skinny post, and I love the way they snapped that off at the top.
25-yard play puts him inside the red zone at the Stanford 15 now with a fresh set of downs and under 8 to go. Jamari Taylor has come back in the ball game. Taylor's got 60 yards on 12 carries tonight. And he'll try and find a seam at the left side. He'll crack through to the 5. Maybe at the 6 is where they'll spot him. Mattingly the tackle. Steve, we were going to get to this during the first half. The balanced run to pass here, the threats, and all the things Des Kitchings and Tony Elliott have put in their catalog. Boy, Virginia is impressive now offensively.
Yeah. They're over 500 yards, and I think they're as good an explosive team as I've seen. I mean, they've got playmakers at all the right positions. The line has given them some decent time. It's been spotty here and there, but for the most part, he's been able to throw the ball. This is a scary outfit to play from a standpoint of offensive firepower.
28 run plays, 23 pass plays tonight in their 51. 2nd and 1, and
delay of game.
Delay of game.
Offense, 5-yard penalty.
How much of that's the new center? Do you think?
I'm not sure. You know, you saw Tony Elliott gave him a little thumbs up to the quarterback there. I'm not sure if maybe he's basically saying that's on us. I don't know that, you know. But certainly that could be a problem with a guy coming to center for the first time. There might have been a little communication breakdown somewhere there, would be my sense.
So Metcalf back over the football after the Wilson injury here a moment ago. Play clock winding down to 2. There's the snap. Here's Morris, looks, throws, end zone for Harris beyond his reach.
Well, he rushed that a little bit because he felt the pressure coming on him. They had a little bit of a linebacker nose twist inside, and he got rid of that ball pretty quickly.
Another look at the Morris throw. Oh, Mattingly.
Yeah, he got a lot of push inside, but they cut the linebacker free on. There was a linebacker nose twist, and they cut him free.
So here's Morris now. 3rd down play. Whistle blows and procedure. And I think this may be on Jamari Taylor, who was lined up well out here to the near side.
Offense, not all 11 players were set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So Virginia, some unforced errors here. Morrison, we showed you Mattingly make contact, and Chandler doing a good job of trying to hide that one.
Yeah, he took a shot, and he felt that shot. You can see it you can see it all over his posture. But they're sloppy right now. This is the first time I've seen Virginia kind of look a little sloppy here. Little out of sequence.
2-by-2 look. Pressure coming. Here's Morris to his right. Taylor the catch at the 10. Hurdles a man and knocked out of bounds. Right around the 9. That'll make it 4th down. Colin Wright shoved him out, and Will Bettridge will come on. Oh, Mattingly was the guy that hammered him after he leapt over Colin Wright.
It looked like Ben York was in the play, and he gave up some pressure there.
So here's Bettridge, and this will be 27 yards. Missed earlier tonight from 25. And the kick is away, and it is good. So 27-yard field goal by Bettridge. New score in Charlottesville. Virginia 38, Stanford 14. Not happy at all with the field goal effort in the bigger picture maybe of this football night. No return for Davis and Stanford. Cardinal will scrimmage from its 25. Let's go down to Dana.
Well, the offense for Virginia hadn't even gotten off the field yet before Tony Elliott got after him, and he said, we need to play with a little bit more of urgency. We're playing like the game's already over and we already won. And part of that is the musical chairs that we're seeing on the offensive line. Virginia brought in 7 transfers in the offseason. Only 1 was starting. That's Brady Wilson. He's in the athletic training tent getting attended to by the trainers. He's now got ice on the back of his right leg.
Okay, there's a look at Big Brady.
Well, and Brady is the leader of that offensive line, clearly. And now you're shuffling that deck, and that's never good, and it creates a lot of disruption.
So Branson hands to Cole Tabb on first down. He got knocked down after a yard or two, right up the middle of the Virginia defense. Donovan Platt, the corner, came to help and run support. You know, and I thought Tony Elliott and Des Kitchings were very candid with us yesterday about the offensive line and the movement up there, Steve, and the depth issues and the injuries that have already kind of set in.
Well, sometimes that injury bug, it hits you, and there's not much you can do about it. You just got to keep developing the young guys.
Yeah, go Branson the throw. That's a catch on the far side, and that is Miles Lipman. We saw him make a special teams play earlier. A sophomore from Scottsdale, Arizona with the catch. That's his 3rd of the year and 2nd in as many weeks. So now 3rd down for the Cardinal. Well, the injury scenario for Virginia started in the spring. You see the guy with the ball cap on his head right there as they break away? That's Monroe Mills. Here's Branson, 3rd down, going to take a deep shot. Farrell is out there, and it's caught in stride. Bryce Farrell scores. Long ball for the Cardinal. It set up their first touchdown, and now they're in the end zone on a Branson to Bryce Farrell connection of 68 yards.
Right off the play action, off the wide zone play, he sets up. There's a guy misses, the right tackle misses the block, but he has enough poise to get his feet set and throw a beautiful ball down the field. And full stride, great arc, dropped it in the bucket, big score.
Farrell's got 2 catches for 128 tonight and a touchdown. And the Cardinal going to go for 2. The Go for Dos is brought to you by Dos Equis. It's a career high for Bryce Farrell. Branson's got Micah Ford with him. He'll shoot it to his back on the perimeter, and the tackle made out there by Caleb Hardy. But Branson goes long ball again tonight, Steve. And for a guy who had not thrown the ball great through the first couple of ball games, boy, he has nailed the deep shots tonight.
He sure has, and that's just set up off a strong run game, and that's what the genesis of that play was. And he did a great job of getting behind the coverage. The safeties got sucked up in the run, and Branson has thrown some beautiful balls, Wes. He really has. You got to give him credit and show some arm talent.
And Bryce Farrell in the end zone. It's his first touchdown catch of the year, Dana. It's his third of his career.
Not to mention he's 24 years old. He's a sixth year. He almost thought about not coming back to Stanford. He was full-blown job hunting, which, God, if I gave him any advice, you got to stay in college as long as you can. But he was networking with the Stanford Alumni Network, and he decided to come back because Frank Reich and Andrew Luck were leading the charge.
How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that brand recognition in the football operation at Stanford counts for some things, folks. Especially when Andrew Luck's at the top of the card and Frank Reich's brought on as the interim head coach. Kick through the end zone over the top of Ross's head. So the Cavaliers will scrimmage with just better than 4 minutes to go. And Farrell, Danny, you said what, 24, right? I think almost 25.
24.
Yeah. And that makes Emeka Ugorji the 17-year-old right guard. That's quite a, how do you think those offensive meetings go? That's two different lives, isn't it, Steve?
I mean, it's a lot of years separating two guys. You know, they're in two different wavelengths.
That's where we are, though, in some of college football's roster management. Browns come in to join Morris here. Cavaliers off their 25-yard line. Lead back to 18 after the touchdown, and Brown to work off the left side for a couple.
Running that wide zone play, you know, that's trying to see if they can catch Stanford with no edge of the defense. But that time Stanford turned it back in.
And a quick snap there, and the ball got handed, and all of a sudden Clay Patterson's name gets called for the first time tonight. Big 91, the transfer from Yale. He was a force last Saturday night against Boston College.
You're talking about a veteran guy going against a young guy with Kevin Wigginton, and he really destroyed the block. That's block destruction in the backfield.
You see Twitty in motion here. Third down play. Morris looking for space, trying to fit it to Cam Courtney, and throws it over his head, incomplete. We told you Bryce Farrell is a sixth-year guy. So is Clay Patterson, Steve. He started his career in 2019 at Yale. That's 2019 Clay Patterson and 2025 Clay Patterson. Still got great hair in both pictures, by the way.
Yeah, he did. I'm jealous. Yeah.
What a transformation, huh?
Handsome dude right there. That's a sharp guy. He's a good football player. He's got a lot of the positive things working there.
And he's got degrees from Yale and Stanford.
And there's that too.
Yep. First 3 and out of the night for Virginia, by the way. And here's the punt toward Liam Thorpe that'll be asked for and made on a fair catch. Don't forget the all-new ACC PM, Monday through Thursday. It's an hour. Monday through Thursday at 6 o'clock, and a special 2-hour football-focused edition comes your way Friday afternoons at 5. Make it part of your schedule right here on ACC Network and the all-new ESPN app. By the way, Dana Boyle is a regular on the PM program, Steve, with Boiling Points.
I love it.
Yeah. I think that's the Wednesday program, as I remember.
Yeah, I love to hear that.
Yeah. 18-point lead. Here's Ford on the first down give, and Michael Ford will get a couple. Knocked out of bounds by Jordan Robinson. This Virginia team, if they were to go on and post their third win in 4 games here tonight, they then have to turn around quickly because Florida State, who has scored on everybody, it feels like, since beating Alabama, is here on Friday night. And the Noles will come in here undefeated. They were 7th this week in the Associated Press Top 25. But Branson, and he's going to be sacked. And that's Daniel Rickards' second of the night.
They're going to see him, Daniel Rickards, going to come inside, beat the tackle on. They had a little slow twist and got everybody off levels here up front on the Stanford offensive line. He's got a great get-off, Daniel Rickard does. He really has got explosive off the ball. That's impressive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes it now 3rd down and almost 20. Rickard's second sack. It's the 4th of the night by Virginia.
Yeah, not a lot of good calls there on long down and distance like that.
Final 2 minutes of the third quarter. Go Branson. Middle of the field, and taken down is Caden High. Only a couple of yards toward the 17. Marcellus on the Virginia tackle. And Ben Branson shaking up on the play here.
Ooh, boy. That should be a penalty right there.
That's Mitchell Melton around the top.
It's not intentional, but it ends up being that. You know.
Yeah, Rickard and Mitchell Melton.
Yeah.
Flintoff needs to drive one out, and does. Good looking punt toward Ross. And a fair catch made right around the 39 of Virginia. 44-yard punt, no return for the Cavaliers, who find themselves in front by 18 points.
It'll be interesting to see right now if Stanford, on the last series, they brought a corner pressure to try to disrupt the flow of Virginia. It'll be interesting to see here if Stanford is going to start bringing more pressure here and taking some chances to be able to get them off the field 3 and out. Or will they play coverage and rush and bring 4?
Chandler Morris and Virginia back to work. And Morris looking for help now, and he'll work his way here to the right side and try to get upfield. And he is out of bounds behind the line.
He's hard to tackle, man. Look at him. Look at his acceleration. Look at the quickness. It's well done.
Virginia has not allowed a sack this year.
Well, you can see why.
145 dropbacks, by the way.
Yeah. When you see a quarterback like that who's got his kind of mobility, that has a chance to skew the numbers.
By the way, that has now been statted as a sack by Stanford. As you see Jamari Taylor run up the field, and now markers come in as Taylor was tackled on the play. Ernest Cooper. And here's Adam Savoy to tell us what's amiss.
Holding. Offense, number 78. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
And that is on Kevin Wigginton. Remember, he's in the ball game now because of the injury to Wilson. Drake Metcalf went from right guard to center. Wigginton has come in the game. He's playing the right guard spot.
Yeah, he's reaching out. He's grabbing them and holding them here. And, you know, that's what's happening right now with this front jumbled up, and guys who haven't played a lot are in the game. And you got to watch your quarterback here now, too. You don't want him taking any bad shots.
Second down and 2 dozen after the penalty. Metcalf trying to get things called out for his offensive line mates. Now they're just going to take the deep shot to Trell Harris, who tried to come back and make the catch. And now flag's going to be thrown. That's pass interference on O.J. Recray. Shea O.J. Recray from Alpharetta, Georgia.
Pass interference.
And Trell Harris
Defense,
is shaken
number
up.
22. 15-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
So a first down will come about from the flag.
For an injury to an offensive player.
And Trell Harris rather, shaken up. One more look here.
I mean, he's got his hands on him a little bit. Right here, he's got his right hand on him. But that's not a lot right now, and he's making a play for the ball. He has his head turned towards the ball. I don't know, you can go either way with that call.
So Harris is going to come off. That might be all for him. And in the final 5 seconds of the third, he had a spectacular opening quarter here tonight. 3 touchdown catches from Chandler Morris. Penalty will take the ball to the 40-yard line. And Harrison Whaley's going to come in. 4 catches, 145 tonight. Let's hope that's just a cramp for Trell Harris, Steve.
He was drinking that solution there. That's for cramps, so that's what it is.
There's a throw, back shoulder try for Eli Wood, who plays tonight.
I love that.
Cavaliers off the 44 now, second in the full 10. Leading 38-20, trying to get to 3-1 tonight. And here's a throw, and boy, what a catch this is on the backside. That's Cam Ross. A year ago, James Madison had 36 catches, 430 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
This is that dash protection where the quarterback sets up and then dashes to his left, and he throws on the run with great accuracy. Move the pocket. I like the mindset.
Play fake by Morris. Another shot for Ross. He'll take in the catch at the 34-yard line of Stanford. Be close to another first down. Jay Green, the tackle for the Cardinals.
I think you want to keep Chandler Morris. You want to keep him clean right now. You want to move the pocket when you can. You want to make sure he's not taking undue hits.
There goes Brown. That's a first down run. Brought down near the 29-yard line by Cooper. This goes back to a little bit of that Tony Elliott message at the quarter break, Steve. How much of that is big picture, too? Not that big picture tonight, like big picture the program.
Absolutely.
Here's Morris. He's going to throw for the end zone, and boy, that got tripped up on the way to Eli Wood. Flags are thrown here. That's going to be pass interference on Stanford. And Charlie Eckhart, who was shaken up on the play. Oh, and I think Eckhart's cramped up a little bit.
Pass interference. Defense number 39. 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
I mean, this is a legitimate penalty. He tries to grab by the hip, throws him, prevents the touchdown. If he didn't do that, probably would have been 6.
Oh, yeah, reach out on Eli Wood. Jamari Taylor's coming to the ball game.
One thing that concerns me a little bit for Stanford is these safeties are getting run by, and it's, that's not good.
First and 10 at the 14. And here is Taylor bouncing into the stack. Got a yard on the play.
And they're bringing the weak side safety down into the box here. They're plus in the box with him, and he makes the play here.
In the case of Scotty Edwards, who is a talented guy. He had 8 stops last Saturday night in the win against BC. That guy was a playmaker.
And we get him involved in a run game for sure.
Second down and 9 here. Morris back across, middle of the field, and first catch of the night for Jaden Thomas. Pace Academy product from Atlanta. He played against Coastal back in the season opener. This is his 47th career game tonight. He's got 64 career catches.
That was a nice strong tackle by Hunter Barth right there. Really powerful hit through contact. It was a real good tackle.
So third down now and 5 for the Wahoos. And here's Morris to his left. And he will throw it up the ladder and looking into the end zone. Dylan Newton Short, I think, was the intended receiver, and Green kind of took him out of the air. Tony Elliott said earlier this week he's really excited about Newton Short, who's got 3 catches. Morris takes the helmet off and walks right by Dana.
That's a tough throw for him, going to his left, throwing slightly back to his right. That was not easy. And, hard to be accurate with that kind of throw.
Another field goal opportunity for Bettridge. Just a yard closer at 26. And the kick by Will Bettridge lines right through. Wasn't a work of art, but it counts. The lead is back to 3 touchdowns for the Cavaliers. 12:26 to go. Hey, look, if you hit the ball in the fairway, it's still in the fairway.
Oh, man, that's a knuckleball.
On the charter and get home about 5 a.m. Pacific time. And here's kind of and right there you'd say, man, I'm not going to be able to stay awake.
He must have been on that same trip.
I mean, just thinking about it.
That's a lot, man.
Yeah. And
driving an hour 15
and
from Richmond.
Here's what happened going east last year for Stanford and Cal in football and men's and women's basketball. Stanford won at Syracuse last year on a Friday night. Cal won in Winston-Salem against Wake Forest. Each basketball team on the men's side. Stanford won in Chapel Hill on the jumper by Jalen Blakes. Cal won in Raleigh against NC State. Women's team's couple more victories. It's a little different in basketball. It's like every 2 weeks is the way the schedule fell last year. But it is a talking point, and there's a throw back toward Williams, incomplete. Virginia crowd wanted a hold, didn't get a flag. Now, Dana, I thought the interesting thing this was with Frank Reich. We're going to watch the play fake here to Ford and a little bit of a mix-up with Gobranson. I thought Frank Reich, when we talked about it, I thought his answer was most revealing about their mindset, though, this week.
Yeah, he told us and the team, we're going to spend zero emotional energy on the time change, on the travel. At the end of the day, football is football, but they did adjust their practice schedule, and they practiced in the afternoon to account for this game time.
Yep. Here's the throw. Williams the catch, shy of the 30-yard line. By the way, Stanford will go to Miami October the 25th, and then 2 weeks later play in Chapel Hill against North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm calling in on Frank Reich's call here. I mean, I'm saying no. There's a lot of emphasis when you travel a long way. You got to pay attention to all the details. Your team's got to be rested right, hydrated right. We spend all this money in college football on getting peak performance out of the student athletes. We're going to pay attention to the travel and when we leave and how long we drive. Those are all really, really important things. I know, having worked through that myself.
Alta here is in the backfield, but timeout taken by Stanford.
They're first.
Steve, I want to counter with this,
seconds.
though. He, with his NFL background as an assistant, a player, and a head coach, obviously, with the way the NFL does it, the trip they're making today is exactly in the NFL framework. They came west to east. They took a day and a half early to do it. So rather than a Saturday noon game, they didn't leave on Friday. They came on Thursday, right? They tried to set up the clock where tonight we're playing at 7:30. That's 4:30 on their body clock. A little different than maybe what BC had to go through last week, where we played at 10:30 Eastern time, 7:30 Pacific, right?
All I'm saying is there was a lot of thought going into that. That's just not a non-thought. We're not going to discuss it. And we're going to discuss it. We're going to discuss it a lot because it's the welfare of your student athletes.
Right.
You know, that's my point. My point isn't necessarily what the plan was. It was the point to us that we're not going to – there was 0.0 talk about traveling. I think it's got to be a real group team thing with everybody on the same page.
Here's the third down out of the timeout. And they'll hand the ball inside Alta here. And he will be short by about 1.5 yards. So fourth down. And looks like Stanford's going to go for this. Gobranson staying on the field.
Well, you have to go for it here. You know, you got to say to yourself, we got to be able to make 1.5 yards here and keep the chains moving and give ourselves a chance here. Your team's got to keep fighting.
So Ford has come back in the game for the fourth and just better than 1 yard. And they're going to hand it to Micah Ford. He got hit on the button. I think he fell forward, though, to get it. He did. Boy, is he tough. He's got just enough in the wheelhouse to get to the corner. He's got some make you miss in him. And Steve, when he has to, he can do this right here.
That's all him right there on the first down. There wasn't anything there. He was stopped 1 yard short of the first down, but he wouldn't be denied. He kept driving his legs and grinding through the contact to get this critical first down. That's a sign of a leader, a winner. He's their guy right there.
Came into tonight averaging about 97 yards a game, 19th nationally, 3rd in the ACC. Here's Gobranson, wants to take a shot on first down. He hits Williams, who's had a nice evening, and he'll be brought down shy of the midfield line by James Jackson.
Ben Gilbranson, he's got a lot of poise in the pocket here. He's trying to use his hand to tell the receiver to make a move to the side there. But, you know, I think he's thrown the ball well tonight. He's thrown some beautiful passes, been very, very accurate. He's been pretty poised in the pocket, and I think he's improved. And I think he's a guy that keeps getting a little bit better. He's obviously got some arm talent.
Williams has got a 13-catch night for 100 yards. Gilbranson's over 260 yards tonight. And now in trouble and will be sacked. Did the ball come out? It did. There's a scramble for it, and the Cavaliers say they haven't. Recovered right around the 35 of the Cardinal. And it is Cam Robinson that comes up with it. But was Gilbranson down before it came out? He was in the process of being sacked. They got raked out of there. So it indeed was a loose football. It got batted around, and Cam Robinson recovers it. He may have been the guy that raked it out.
Yeah, they literally ripped it right out of his hands. You know, I think in that play, Ben Gilbranson's got to have a little better clock in his head. They came off the play action. He shimmied into the pocket and just kind of hung out a little too long in there.
That's the first turnover of the ball game, and it sets Virginia up at the 36-yard line of Stanford, and Harrison Whaley with Chandler Morris. And here goes Whaley. And he'll pick up 2, maybe 3 on first down. Colin Wright the stop, and here's Harrison Whaley out of Johnston, Iowa. Grad student, 5'10", 212-pounder, who is the active leader in career rushing among FBS players, Steve. This is unbelievable. This guy from Wyoming who also played at Northern Illinois. And Daniel Kalin has come into the ball game at quarterback. You get a look at number 10. He's a Nebraska transfer who's from Elkhorn. And Chandler Morris's night is over with 380 yards and 4 touchdowns. And Kalen's going to hand to Whaley, and here goes Harrison Whaley for a Virginia first down to the 24-yard line. Johnson the tackle for Stanford, and here's Daniel Kalin, who never played at Nebraska, enrolled at Virginia last January. He's a 2023 Elite 11 guy from a quarterback perspective. And it is believed that Daniel Kalin is the first Virginia football player from the state of Nebraska.
Wow. Well, he's going to get some good reps in here, which is good. Good experience.
And here's Whaley again. Flag got thrown in on the play as Whaley got down to about the 15. Sumlin and Johnson.
Offense, number 78. 10-yard penalty. First down.
And that's the penalty on Wigginton, Dana.
Well, Whaley, like you said, is an active leading rusher in college football, but he didn't play a snap in that NC State loss. And when we were talking to the coaching staff, they said he never wavered. He didn't come in to the coaches' offices petitioning for more playing time. He just put his head down and got to work. And I kind of said to Des Kitchens, really? Like, he didn't want any snaps? Like, if I'm an athlete, I'm going in petitioning for my playing time. But that speaks to what the running back room is like at the University of Virginia football program.
It sure does, and that's a strong. The coaches say it's one of the best rooms in the program.
And there's Taylor for picking up the yardage on the penalty and then some. And so Jamari Taylor's night continues to be a productive one. And you see Whaley, born in the Ivory Coast, high school in Iowa, played for Thomas Hammock at Northern Illinois. And then last couple of years out in Laramie in the Mountain West for Wyoming.
If you can play for Thomas Hammock, you know he's a heck of a football coach.
Yeah.
and values the right things in a player, and that tells you something.
Yep. 85 yards on 15 carries for Taylor. Whaley back in the ball game. And here's the other thing too, Dana. You mentioned not just that. How about the fact that Jamari Taylor was already here when Harrison Whaley committed to Virginia?
Yeah, Tony Elliott told us, he said that running back room position was wide open in the spring in camp. And so it's really a revolving door. That's a huge, huge plus. Yeah. Huge value add.
The fact that Whaley, now Steve, in today's landscape, would a kid, if you knew one guy's already there as a grad transfer.
No shot you come.
And Taylor, right?
Yeah, it's surprising.
Yeah, I mean, it speaks to maybe what Tony Elliott's trying to build here, too.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. I'm sure that's what it is.
And here's Harrison Whaley adding to his career total. He's worked it down to the 5. First and goal for Virginia. Gabe Kaminsky, the tackle.
They say he's the short yardage back. I mean, you know, he's the powerful back, and you're seeing some of that here. He runs with a lot of forward lean and surge. So they've got answers in the backfield. They have different styles of guys, but they complement each other well.
Yep.
They've got depth. You know, their issue right now is going to be up front. That's where, you know, they've taken a lot of hits, and they're running out of guys they can put in there.
Yep. And Keith Gaither, the running backs coach, stands right there with his pupils in the classroom. This is Whaley on first and goal at the 5, and he got hit head on by Mattingly. Keith Gaither's another one of those guys who's been with Tony Elliott on this staff since the start in Charlottesville. And Chandler Morris watching Daniel Kaelin go to work here on this drive.
Tyshawn Wyatt has entered the game, I think, at right guard for Virginia. He's a young guy that they said would possibly get some reps. He's in there now. So, and they did a little shuffle here. Believe they moved somebody over to left guard. I'm trying to see if that's Metcalf.
Ooh, what a hit that is. On the Whaley carry, Sumlin. Big 6'2", 200-pound sophomore from Southern California. Woo! Got the Adazio football program going right there, don't you? Huh?
Oh, man. You got to like that, right? I mean, that's ball. You know, you talk about what's ball. That's ball. Guy coming in like a missile, bringing the wood.
Yeah.
Woo, man.
Sumlin, dude. Third down here. Taylor has come back in the ball game to join Kaelin. And Kaelin's going to throw for the end zone. Is that caught? Wood was back there in the corner.
I believe so.
It is a Virginia touchdown for Eli Wood. How about that?
Nice ball here.
When it left Daniel Kaelin's hand, I wasn't sure if it was going to Taylor or if it was going to Wood. Oh, wow. Nicely done.
Well, they've got a coverage bust, Stanford, on that play, but they let him all by himself in the back corner of the end zone.
First career scoring throw for Daniel Kaelin. And Eli Wood, the fourth. Puts Virginia 48 points now. The Cavaliers have gone beyond their average here. And Eli Wood in the end zone for the Wahoos.
ACC Network College Football is presented by Serve Pro, the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration.
Back here in Charlottesville tonight, Cavaliers on their way to their third win, their first in the ACC. Stanford going to be level par, headed home to see the Spartans of San Jose State next Saturday night on the primetime game. By the way, the Cardinal have 2 100-yard receivers tonight. Steve, for the first time since their regular season finale a year ago against San Jose State. And one of those 2 receivers was Alec Io-Manor, who had a touchdown with the Tennessee Titans last week in his first game as a Titan in Nashville. Kick through the end zone. Virginia in control with 4.5 to go in Charlottesville. Hey, don't forget we got soccer and volleyball combo for you Wednesday night on ACC Network. It just started in South Bend, Indiana at 6 o'clock. Number 18, North Carolina. Number 6, Notre Dame on the pitch. Then we'll go to volleyball in Dallas. Top 10 match. Number 5, Pitt. Number 10, SMU. All for you on ACC Network and the all-new ESPN app. Cole Tabbs coming to the ball game with Ben Gulbranson at quarterback for Stanford. And Gulbranson's first down throw is to Bryce Farrell, relatively short by Farrell standards. He got slung around by Persinger, the corner.
Going to work on their 2-minute deal here is what they're going to work on. There's the snap, and the handoff will be to Tab.
And we have seen, as we thought we would, all 4 backs tonight. Cole Tabb out of Fort Walton Beach. By the way, Cole Tabb, both his dad and uncle were big league draft picks in baseball. Athletic family.
Yeah.
Came into the ball game with 11 carries for 57 yards, and now going to turn the corner and pick up a first down and take on some would-be tacklers and add to it. DeMarcus Crosby, transfer from New Mexico State, who also played at Sam Houston. Did not play last week. Makes the stop, but we got the Cole Tabb stiff arm.
Oh, he's moving up on my board right now. Another. Oh, he brought the stiff arm and he lowered his shoulder. I like Cole Tabb.
Here's Branson.
Yeah,
he's going to take a shot. This is C.J. Williams, who's had a huge night. And Carnley got inside position and coverage now for Virginia. Okay, Steve, so here's Tony Elliott's test. Well, we don't know where the injury is to Brady Wilson. We saw him with ice on his calf, if you will. But let's assume Wilson goes. Number 7 and probably going up in the polls, Florida State's here Friday night. 30th anniversary, by the way, of the year the Noles lost in the ACC for the first time when Warwick Dunn was stopped at the goal line by the great Anthony Poindexter and Burnham, the linebacker, back on a Thursday night in 1995. So that is Friday night. And there's a look at the schedule. Florida State at Louisville, Wazoo here in mid-October, at Carolina, at Cal, coming up with the Cavaliers.
Yeah, well, this next one's a big one at a time, but that's going to be a real shootout. And I'm anxious to see that matchup. I think that could be a heck of a football. There's a lot of offense, a lot of explosive players.
Lippman on the catch. Miles will turn the corner. Out of bounds in plus territory around the Virginia 35. Thomas Castellanos and Chandler Morris would be worth your ticket.
Yeah, I mean, those are 2 dynamic athletes. I think Chandler's a little bit more in the throw department, but both those guys are dynamic athletes that can change the game.
Boy.
You know what I'm a little surprised of here, Wes? I'm a little surprised we haven't seen Elijah Brown come into the game.
Yeah.
Get a chance to get a little bit of experience, get a little bit of play time. I'm just not sure I understand, because I thought maybe they'd work on their 2-minute, but they're really not doing that.
No, yeah.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Elijah Brown has not played this year. The quarterback from Mater Dei in Huntington Beach. We get to the 2-minute timeout. 48-20. Virginia on the way to 3-1 and 1-0 in the ACC. Well, don't forget we got a full slate starting Saturday at high noon. Don't be scared now when you see us at noon next Saturday. We'll be at the JMA Wireless Dome. Adazio promises a really strong dinner on Friday night ahead of Duke and Syracuse. Both teams coming out of there with a win. Cal will be at BC at 3:30. Primetime presented by ServPro. Stanford welcomes San Jose State.
And I won't let you down on dinner now. I never do.
You've been
Yeah, I haven't missed a meal.
All-America on dinner, I can tell you that. Dana Boyle, by the way, strong effort here in her hometown of Charlottesville.
She gave us a really good effort.
Yeah.
I had an unbelievable bagel egg at Photos.
At Photos.
Yeah, at Photos. That was really, that was an
You're now
unbelievable
accepted
place.
by the Charlottesville and UVA community that you've had a
Denise
Photos
Schroff
bagel.
would like to have a word with you, but outside of that, I think he's good.
We don't need to ask his opinion on the bagels.
Yeah, no, I make my own opinions. That was an unbelievable egg and cheese with a little avocado. I mean, and the coffee was good too.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like coming to some of these places when you're not coaching.
Then I walked the campus. I got the history of Virginia. I was mesmerized.
Here is a first down play for Branson. Throwing toward the end zone and unable to make the catch is Liam Thorpe. Costner was defending for Virginia. By the way, Corey Costner, the guy defending, is a true freshman from Baltimore. And I'm going to bring this up only because his godfather is Doug Glanville, one of our ESPN colleagues. How about that? Wes, baseball for us.
Wes, you go deep on trivia. You should have a sports trivia show.
No.
I'm calling it right now. Some sort of like unbelievable podcast. I mean, I'm just sitting here sometimes I'm speechless.
Second down. Here's Gulbranson. That got batted away. Incomplete. And Virginia. That's Mekhi Buchanan knocking it away. Big number 8 here. Watch him.
Yeah, nicely done. A lot of guys are getting some reps here, and that's a good thing.
Survived the head slap in the celebration, too. So here's the third down play. Gulbranson's got a 286-yard night on 20 of 28. And he's looking to throw one toward the end zone and intercepted.
Dropped.
Devin Neal couldn't hang on. Neal, who's only played about 7 ball games the last couple of years, could not snatch what would have been the second Stanford turnover of the night.
I'm still in a state of shock. We haven't seen a backup quarterback from Stanford in the game. Somebody's got to get some reps. What happens if Gulbranson gets hurt, whether it be now or later? Who goes? No game time. I'm shocked by it, to be honest with you.
Emmett Kenny to try the field goal. 6 of 7 on the year. Longest is 46 at Hawaii. And this is right at 32 and change for Kenny. And the kick is no good. 42-yard try off to the right. And the Cardinal with 1:03 to go will hand it to the Cavaliers. Here's a look at the big board. Sturdy Golden Bears are now down at Snapdragon tonight in San Diego to see the Aztecs. They're just getting started. Georgia Tech a winner tonight over Temple. Miami leads Florida in the 4th and was threatening to add more. We'll see Duke at 2-2. They snapped their 2-game skid, Steve, with a ACC opening win over NC State today. That'll be an interesting game for us next Saturday at noon.
Probably be a shootout.
Yeah, and we don't know the status of Steve Angeli. Boy, Syracuse early and often today at Clemson.
I mean, they dominated the game in all phases.
Yeah.
Offense, defense, everything. I'm not sure what's going on down at Clemson, but that was a rough day today. And but credit to Syracuse for the way they played, went on the road and got it done.
Florida State will come in here next Friday night after scoring 66 today on Kent State. But Virginia is the story. Cavaliers go to 3-1. They win their ACC opener. In the last 2 games, Tony Elliott's team has put 1,294 yards of total offense on the board. They had 8 plays of 20 or more yards today in beating Stanford by a final of 48-20 in the first meeting ever between these two schools. Chandler Morris finishes with 380 yards on 23 of 31. Through 4 touchdowns, Terrell Harris caught